everybody. Something that is so important to me is family, and included in my family are my 3 dogs. So a lot of you might be thinking 3 dogs, wow, that's so overwhelming, and sometimes it is, but one of them doesn't live with me, so we just have 2 in our house, and it is overwhelming some, but it's worth it. They're worth it. So my first dog, his name's Howie. He actually stayed with my parents after I got married and moved out. So he lives there and he's happy there. He has his yard and his friends, so he's good. He was given to me when I was 10 years old. So Howie's been with me through everything. Some of the main things was I got really sick when I was about a sophomore in high school. It was H1N1. I was sick for about 2 weeks straight, and it was scary. It was scary, and he didn't leave my side. He wanted to be right next to me, and he wouldn't let other people get next to me. He was very protective. That's just how he is. He's just a little Shih Tzu, but very protective. He also got me through the next year. I had an appendix rupture, so I had to have, the emergency surgery and all of that. Once I returned home, again, he sat with me. I couldn't sleep in bed, so he slept with me on the couch, but he wouldn't touch me. He was very careful about where he laid, and again, he didn't let other people around me. He's so protective, and he's a brother. Third thing that Howie got me through was my grandpa. My grandpa passed away when I was 20 years old. It was right before my husband proposed to me, and I was still living at home, and it was hard. It was hard to see, my dad as upset as he was, and it was hard for me too, and Howie was really there for both me and my dad. So he's really gotten me through a lot. Not to mention, I was a teenager. He was with me from 10 years old to 20 when I got married, and he was there through heartbreaks, through the emotional chaos of a teenage girl. He was there through all of it. So when I got married and I moved out and moved in with my husband, we actually got Milo, and Milo is more my dog. We had another dog, but I'll talk about her later. So Milo is a miniature schnauzer. He is staring at me right now. He is my dog. He loves me. He protects me. One of the biggest things that I find hilarious is, marriage is hard. We get in fights, and sometimes we raise our voices. He hates it. He will start barking. He will cry. He wants to, but he'll always take my side. He won't ever take my husband's side. He takes my side, which is awesome. But so he wants to love me and protect me from my husband. So the other thing with Milo, he helped me grieve as well. So when I left my parents' house, when I left Howie, he slept in my bed. He was my best friend. And so when I came here, of course, I had this new life with my new husband, but it was sad. I was missing something. So when we got Milo, he really helped fill that gap. He slept with me. He snuggles with me on the couch. Like, I am his person and he is mine. So that's awesome. So when I come in, schnauzers don't have tails, so he has a little nub, and when I come in from work every day, he meets me at the garage door, and his little nub is just going, and it wipes away your day. I don't care what kind of day you've had, you just can't help but smile when you walk in that door. But Milo also has an older sister, Abby. Abby is a yellow lab, and she was my husband's dog before we got married. So Abby was an outside dog who actually was diagnosed with heartworms about a year ago, which was really scary, but we chose to fight it, which is a really scary process. The medications basically take them to death and then bring them back. So that was a lot to go through, and when this happened, she went from an outside dog to an inside dog, which was a lot with a brand new puppy and a new marriage. But it worked out well, and now they're best friends, and Milo really looks to Abby for advice. But there is one thing. Milo does take my side on fights, but Abby takes her dad's side. When we raise our voices, she goes straight to him. She barks at me. Sometimes I'm not necessarily her favorite person, but we love each other, and we actually just got back from pictures with the whole family, so that was really fun. And that just shows how much, I mean, they're my life and they're my children, so I just couldn't live without them. Thanks.